Hey everyone, welcome back to the You Boss Experience. Can you believe it? We are in week 10, I believe it is. And today we are talking about passion and play. Now, I hope everybody has had a wonderful week. I hope you are still on track, on with your goals. I hope everything is getting easier and easier by now as you are engrossed in your new habits, and they are basically your new normal now. So I wanted to push you a little bit further towards the end of this journey. Now, last week we talked about expanding and blooming. So I got you kind of thinking about, where do I want to go in life, right? And so sometimes when we think about that, we think so hard about it, and we might not find the answers, it can actually feel a little wilting inside. So today I wanted to talk to you about some clues as to where might bring life to your life when we are talking about expanding and blooming. Now, some of you might know. Some of you might be perfectly fine exactly the way you are. Some of you might have that deep feeling inside that you have more to do, but you're not sure exactly what that is. And so today I'm going to ask you some questions to help you explore that, okay? Because nobody wants to feel that their life is not purposeful or not full of joy, right? So this is just something to get you thinking. And I kind of let the cat out of the bag a little bit last week when I mentioned one of your assignments for this week, thinking that it had already happened, but it hasn't happened yet. So you're going to get a chance to do that this week. So we're going to keep it really simple. We're going to keep exploring, okay? We're going to keep exploring ourselves and what might be on the horizon for us. Now, not everybody wants to, go overseas and heal the world, like the song. But some of us do have a little push in one direction or another. And so let's identify what that might be. So usually when you can get your passion together with your play and your purpose, you become this unstoppable bomb that touches and reaches everything in your range and beyond. And so that's something exciting. And I know that when people are around others like that, it's contagious. It's absolutely contagious. And what happens? Sometimes you can even start a movement, okay? You might not even have that in your mindset right now, but let's talk about what energizes you. So we never want to lose that element of play in our life, because if we did, we would be so serious. Life would be very stark, very dark, very serious. It would be all straight lines and numbers. There would be no wiggle room. Everything would be very strict and legalistic, and it's very difficult to find joy in an environment like that. So when we explore kind of our interests and the things that light us up, we want to keep an open mind, almost like a child. So we actually do want to go back and spend some time thinking about, and you can write this down right now. What were the things that when you were a kid, or when you were a teenager, or when you were a young adult, if you're a little older now, what were the things that made you happy and lit you up? Was it jumping rope? Was it bringing flowers to the neighbors? Was it cooking in the kitchen? Making a mess of your parents' kitchen? What was that? So the idea of this play is creative expression. Now, when we're creatively expressing, we're actually taking, it's a couple of things. It's therapeutic, number one, because it's taking us away from time and space, right? When you're 100% engrossed in that activity of creating something or doing a task that is taking all of your attention, you're able to detach from your stresses of life. You're able to take a little break, a little vacation, and it can be extremely therapeutic. Okay, you can use those energies of your day and put it into your art, and put it into your running, put it into whatever it is that you enjoy doing. So A, it's therapeutic, but two, it could give you a window into what you should be doing more. If you've ever heard the saying that, you know, one way to work less is to do something you love, it is so true. You'll never work a day in your life if you're doing something that you love, okay? So whether that's your job, some people can take their passion and make it their career. And don't think that's not true for you. Some things are more successful than others, but in many cases, you can usually find a way. Now, I'm not telling anybody to quit their job and you know, do the whole starving artist thing, but I am challenging you to identify that. Identify, if there were no borders, if there were no rules, what would you do for your career? And if not for your career, what would you do for your playtime, your free time, your entertainment, the thing that we work so hard to have? What would that be? You know, what kind of project would fuel you? What kind of project would make you show up as the person that you want to be? What might that be? So usually, like I said, when you bring those two together, you're kind of finding your purpose, your passion, your skill set that you've learned over the years. It really is drawing you to your path. Now, we spend so long trying to figure out our path. And guess what? Our path changes all the time, and our circumstances change all the time. And so it's never too late to redirect, okay? Or just adjust. You know, it doesn't mean that you're going to take this huge left turn. You need to take a huge left turn to be happy. Maybe you just need to just a little course correct. Maybe just drive in the middle of the road a little bit more. And like I said, some of you could be exactly where you want to be, exactly where God has placed you, doing exactly what you're meant to be doing. So this message is not for everybody, but even if you are, think big, dream big. What are the things that you want for your life? And here's why I'm talking about this. I'm talking about this because when you don't feel like you have purpose and a path, it negatively impacts your mind frame, your confidence, your heart space, and ultimately your body. We've talked about in this program how your thought processes can positively or negatively affect your body with all the chemicals that are released, right? So we want to be in that sweet spot, because when we're in that sweet spot, we can live our best life, whatever that is. If we're not, it's a little hard to get through your days. It might be a little hard to get up and work out. It might be a little hard to meal prep. It might be a little hard to have that high energy, even if you're fueling yourself right. It might be just a little harder. So I encourage you to just take this week and literally dream without limits. So when you go on your workouts this week, take it simple. On your run days or walk days or whatever it is, put on some motivational music, motivational messages that are telling you, yes, you can do it, you can do it. Because guess what? Most things you can. A lot of things are figure-outable. If you've ever heard of Marie Forleo, she loves that term. Everything is figure-outable. And as I was reading about confidence and setting up on confidence, confidence doesn't actually come always only from mastering a skill. It actually comes from the belief that you have in yourself to be able to figure out hard things and make it to the other side. So keep that in mind. Dream big this week and figure out, what do you love to do? What is your passion? What is your play? Because we can't be all business here. That doesn't create a well-rounded work-life balance, happy, fulfilling life. Okay, so I hope that you do take this seriously, even though it sounds silly and it sounds playful and it sounds childlike. Take it seriously, because as adults, we cannot close off this part of us, because a lot of times what has been planted as a seed in our younger years is waiting to come out. So I am challenging you to do that, to do just that, and spend your fast day thinking about this, and just see, you never know what can happen. You know what? You might just change the world, and at least your world. All right, everybody, have a great week, and I can't wait to talk to you next week. Have a good one. Bye.